Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's The Thing. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to Thursday the 13th of October. We are doing The Thing.
Yes, it's 1982. Can you believe it?
No, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even the special effects don't seem 1982.
They did have some stop motion, but we'll get to that. So anyway, The Thing, it's John Carpenter, and it's a great movie, first of all. They did a remake, so we're talking about the original one with Kurt Russell.
Right.
So The Thing is centered around scientists that are in the Antarctic, and it's basically one of those kind of remote locations where they're doing some research, and the only other people around are other scientists. Like there's a group of Norwegian scientists, right? And the movie basically opens up with the best actor of the film. I mean, I have nothing against the other actors. I think that Kurt Russell and Keith David and all the guys did great. But the best actor is the frickin' dog. The dog is amazing. I can't believe he does some of the things he does. Anyway, so the dog is running through the Antarctic, through the snow,
right? And
there's a helicopter chasing it. And it's the Norwegians,
right? And they're trying to shoot down the dog.
And they're trying to kill the dog. Yeah, they try to shoot him very clumsily. These are scientists, so they're obviously not very talented as far as sharpshooting is concerned. Right. And then at one point they throw a grenade, which is a really bad choice because it ends up blowing up their helicopter. And basically the Norwegians die before they can really tell
why
this other group of scientists what's going on. Yeah. And they just see them chasing a dog. It's like, okay, they've got cabin fever. They're crazy. So this other team that centers around like Kurt Russell, Keith David, and others.
Yep. Those
are the two major stars that I know. They take in the dog, and then weird stuff starts happening, kind of, basically, because the Norwegians had done what they've done, and their helicopter blew up and yada, 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 R.J. McCready, which is funny because it's my name. Like, that doesn't happen in films I can assume that
there'll be
your name is Nick, so there's a Nick, whatever. But when they say
RJ,
it's like, what? Wow! But anyway,
famous.
R.J. McCready, played by Kurt Russell,
who escaped New York to do this film.
Yeah, right. That's another decent film. Yeah. So anyway, segue. He is the one of the helicopter pilots. I think there's two, and he takes off, and they go to the Norwegian camp to see what happened.
Right.
And basically, it's burnt to a cinder. There's holes everywhere. There's bits of bodies and stuff. And out back, there's burned masses of gnarled humanity.
Right.
And they find a square chunk of ice that has been kind of thawed out. And so they're like,
how do you thaw out a chunk of ice?
What are you talking about? You just put it inside. It thaws out.
Never mind. Because you said they found a huge square chunk of ice that was thawed out. So that's to say that the chunk of ice was in ice, and then they thawed it out.
Clever! So anyway, the Norwegians had obviously discovered something, and so anyway, R.J. McCready and I think it was the doctor that went with them, they take back one of the gnarled masses of humanity and, for an autopsy to see what the heck it is.
Yeah.
And it's just this wonderful masterpiece of, art,
Yeah. Yeah.
The guys, these are practical effects, so there's no
CG at all.
And there's a little bit of stop motion, which I actually wish they hadn't done, but that's not wait till the end. So all this other stuff, it's all puppets and practical effects. And it's just this beautiful sculpture, which is just creepily beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like two heads like coming apart, or one head coming apart, and just this strange, gnarled mess. And they do a good job of kind of showing you the edges first, and then the face. And
pretty awesome. Great special effects. I love that.
I've seen a lot of documentaries about this, and especially about the effects. And they came up with new processes. Like they used like this gum material that would like stretch and rip at a certain point, and they just did a lot of cool stuff. And I think most of it holds up. Some of the puppetry doesn't. You know, it looks a little like puppetry. You can tell it's
Right,
whatever. But it's kind of explained because
I don't think it's ever removed me from the movie though. But then again, I did watch it as a child, and
yeah, right. You're already bonded to it. I
Right.
think if you watch it anew, it's interesting, but also a little bit corny, just because like there's one in particular sound effect that really takes me out of it because it's a very cartoony like kind of effect. It's when like he's into the chest thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's all these little iconic moments, and there's some cool.
Awesome.
The head drops off and grows legs and all this cool stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun to be had. I don't think it'll scare anybody in this day, but it was
Scared the
creepy.
hell out of me.
Yeah, it was creepy
Yeah.
when I was a kid. So anyway, to continue the story, it is kind of a cabin fever situation where they start suspecting each other of being this thing because the thing basically takes over human bodies and replicates.
Right.
And so we won't give any more away of the story, but they just slowly, kind of picked off one by one kind of thing. That's just the way it goes. They
That's how
all
horror
point the
movies-
fingers
yeah.
and they're, isolated, isolated. And
See what you did there?
it's pretty cool that they eventually show like I don't know, they show big set pieces.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten that. Rewatching that, it was like, wow, I forgot they had shown so much. So it was a lot of fun. Kurt Russell does a fine job of acting.
I think they all did a great job.
Yeah, he plays his kind of stereotypical role, I think, but he does it so well. I mean, he's kind of the same character.
I disagree with that, but
You do?
Yeah.
In like, well, I guess he's a little gruffer in Escape from New York.
he was an asshole. He was a straight up asshole.
An
And this
asshole.
in this one, he was like, he's not intentionally being an asshole. He's being a scientist. He's
take
being
charge
logical.
kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to take this opportunity to sing the praises of, I think, a very understated actor, Keith David. His voice, especially, has been in so much that we love.
Mm-hmm.
So many cartoons. I mean, like in my day, Gargoyle. He
I
was
love
Goliath.
Gargoyles. Yeah.
And he's been in Halo. He's been the commander of the Master Chief.
Right. Wasn't he in Spawn?
Yes, he was the animated voice for Spawn, and just so much more. It just
Oh, yeah,
goes
it's-
on and on. He was the
Very powerful voice.
major guy in Call of Duty. He's just got that dark voice. I just love it. That deep, dark voice. If I had to choose one voice, his would be one of the ones. It's like him and Sam Elliott. Like those deep, awesome voices. But anyway, it's funny because we love what's his name, Luke Skywalker. What's his name?
Mark Hamill?
Yeah, Mark Hamill, like for the Joker, he does
Right.
an amazing job.
Right.
And this guy, I think, does equally amazing for other characters, but he's so little known.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I couldn't remember
I
Mark
saw-
Hamill's name for a second. But,
I saw a statue of Goliath, and it was just like so amazing. Too bad it was like $300-$400, man. But
I probably would have bought it.
yeah, I would have bought it. That thing was amazing.
Yeah. So, Keith David,
Good job.
good job.
Keep up the good work.
From us to you, good job.
Yeah, he is amazing, and he is in so many things. Like
Yeah.
just he lends his voice everywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I love those actors that he's a very serious looking dude.
Right.
He can play very serious parts. Like in this one, he plays a very serious guy.
Yep.
Big tough guy. But he's, as an actor, he does all these cartoons and he has no qualms about that stuff, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. So anyway, The Thing is definitely a watch. The remake, if you want to. I would say watch the first
Absolutely.
one.
Always watch the first
If you
one.
want to watch the remake, do it after the first one. I think the first one's really good. I still think it holds up. I think it is a must-watch. It's one of those classic Carpenter horror films.
Oh yeah.
And
I think-
don't let the stop animation at the end take.
I think I remember watching a documentary, and they were talking about The Thing, and basically what they said to the special effects designers was, look, anything can happen here. Just go at it. Just do it.
Yeah, and they
And
did.
so they really just
They did a lot of the tricks that you do before you had CGI, where you had to make it look, things that are really hard to control.
Right.
Like they'd have pneumatic, tubes waving all
yeah,
around.
that was fun.
And then they do reverse shot, of a tube going out and wrapping around a chair or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, they did it in reverse. But
Right.
that's the only way they can really make it look practical, and it still looks great.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. If nothing else, it's just a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So that's it.
Go watch The Thing. It's amazing.
Yeah. He's right there.
Wait, which one?
Ah. Hey, you were the thing. Apparently.
Oh, they can't see that because the thing's there. Is that your flamethrower?
Yeah.
God, I hope that was your flamethrower.
Let's see.
Oh, my thingy fell down.
Right after that joke, you talk about your thingy falling down. Coming up on Duel Review, Shadows of the Damned. On today's Duel Review, it's The Thing. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Did you notice that I was about to begin?
Yeah, that's why I jumped in.
Ah, okay.
Because you were going to do it wrong.
Like,
You want to do it over? Were you?
No.
I didn't look at your face.
like. No, it's fine. I'm sure I figured it out. They might get a brief second or two of me just going.
I was going.
Oh, it's my turn now.
I need this.
I need this.
A pen and a notebook and a Nerf gun and that's it. I need this. There's a mic.
Today's a giggle day.
It's a giggle day.
It's a giggle day.
Today is the 13th of giggle?
Welcome to Thursday the 13th.
No, 14th, I'm sorry.
It's 13th.
Is it? Okay. You were right last time, so you're probably right this time. You are. Ooh, the 13th, and we're doing The Thing. Really doesn't mean anything, but we're doing Friday the 13th.
Thursday the 13th.
So, The Thing is a story about basically a scientific team that's out in the Antarctic. I think it's the Arctic. It could be just really up north. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's Antarctica.
Yeah. The Arctic. Anyway,
well, no, because there's the Arctic Circle, which is North Pole.
The anti-Arctic.
Right.
Anyway, so they're surrounded by ice, and it's there's really no one else up there except for other scientific members. So there's like a Norwegian camp or something like that.
Yeah, there is.
It's like the theme of Norwegian. Wasn't there Norwegian in something else this week? So anyway, they're surrounded, and these Norwegian scientific. Yeah, I gotta start over. Scientific kind of peoples.
These people who have like telescopes and stuff.
They have a science in their head. Okay. You know, I'm going to use that from the first one because I think we did well with that. So let's just start with me explaining what the thing is.
Okay, we're going to explain what the thing is.
Yes. So The Thing is a movie. It's about a scientific team that's out in the Arctic and
Antarctic,
surrounded by ice. And where does ant come from? Antarctic anyway.
Well, it's the Arctic.
That was a bad choice on my part.
Huh?
That was a bad choice on my part to
What?
open up that can of worms.
I was going to explain that the Arctic Circle is the nephew of the Antarctic continent.
Oh, ant. Haha.
Antarctica, can I have $1?
No! It's a very beefy ant.
Yeah. No!
I'm huge! Alright.
I gotta go to Aunt Jemima. I'm sorry.